As I wake up that morning, I see snow on all the mountains. You know, everything's covered in snow, and I realize that I'm still wet from the day before, and I have 240 miles to go between where I'm at and where I'm going, and there's not anything in there, not a gas station, not a building, nowhere to stop. My only option was either turn around and get rid of my dreams, or to continue on into the unknown, into this mountain range further. That moment right there where I just took that deep breath and said, screw it, I've come this far, I'm not going to be turned around by my own fear, really made the difference between going all the way and just going part of the way. So I chose the 49cc Honda Ruckus because I could rebuild it on the side of the road. Parts are cheap, gas is cheap at 100 miles per gallon, but moreover, the best part is the freedom that you get on a little bike, that joy that you have riding a slow bike fast. It's good to know how to work on your bike, it's good to know how to fix things and carry spare parts, but if you carry an open mind, you can do a lot with that too. You just sort of have to take it as it comes. Sometimes the weather is the joy and everything, is you just appreciate it for what it is that day. And if it's sunny, awesome, and if it's rainy, tomorrow it might be sunny. By about dusk, I'm hunting, I'm searching for a place to sleep. You know, when I wake up in the morning, I don't know where I'm going or where I'm going to stay that night. So if I can find a place to just lay my head for the night or string up a hammock or blow up an air mattress, that's all I'm looking for. And I'm usually up the next morning before 5 o'clock, and I can pack my entire sleeping bag, air mattress, and hammock in less than 5 minutes and be rolling down the road. And from there, I don't know where I'm going. Could be anywhere. You know, I've been 20,000 miles in the last 6.5 months. So in May, I left Virginia and I sort of bounced around the mountains of Appalachia for about a month, eventually going through Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and then down into, eventually into Georgia, visited some family down there, and then down the East Coast along the Atlantic to Key West, Florida, tagged the southernmost buoy, and then plugged Alaska into my GPS unit all the way to the Arctic Ocean. Every day, about 300 miles a day, and I wake up before the sun and I'd be riding, and I ride until the sun went down. Made it to Denver, visited some friends in the Boulder area, and then started working my way up into Wyoming, into the Wind River Range, and then eventually into the Yukon. Before I knew it, I was looking at mile zero of the Alaska Highway, and then from there I finally got all the way north up to Prudhoe Bay by the end of July. I sort of spent about a month riding around Alaska into August and just explored all the roads, and before I know it, it was September and I'm working my way down into the Yukon and down through British Columbia into the Kootenays of Idaho, and then into Idaho, across the border back into the United States, all the way across Washington State. And it was only until about early November that I worked my way into California, down into the Redwoods, and finally to San Francisco, and off I go. Keep on heading south, just follow the sun. I write to my folks pretty frequently because that's one connection that I try and keep up. You know, it's nice to let them know where you're at because they love you, and at the same time, you know, it's nice to keep in touch with family. Other than that, just every now and then I'll text photos to buddies to make them jealous of the view I have, and they're stuck in an office. As far as my home, you're looking at, this scooter here is my home. When people say, where do you live? I just point to my scooter. Most people wait till they're 60 years old to do these sort of trips or to take these sort of adventures. And if you have your youth and you have your health, why would you wait that long till you don't have that anymore? It seems like that's part of the triumvirate of items that you need. Of course, the quest for exploration and wanting to see more. Now is the time that I want to explore. Now is the time where I need to learn and pick up all these little bits of the universe that I otherwise wouldn't know. I had for years sort of written somewhere in my room, which was The Road is Life, which was written by Jack Kerouac back in the 40s. And yeah, it's just something that to me, it's comfortable. That's my home. When I'm riding down the road and it's a cool, damp morning and the sun's shining through the trees and I can hear the birds chirping over my engine, like that's home to me.